This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Good morning and welcome to the news at 7. I am David Okpokwasile. Ndibo urged to vote wisely in coming general elections. Traditional ruler of Aguleri, Ezi Digo, laments marginalization of Ndibo in national affairs. INEC to train over 1 million personnel for 2019 general elections. On the foreign scene, India scientist dismisses Einstein's theories. Good morning and welcome to the news. We begin from Waka, where the state government says it will complete all ongoing projects in the state and commence new ones this year. The state deputy governor, Dr. Nkemokeke, gave the assurance during the 61st Egwaro Enugu and Omunri held at the Obumunri in Enugu Njikoka Council area. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
Deputy Governor Keke, who explained the commitment of the Obiano-led administration towards completing projects commenced in 2018, said it will execute more infrastructural projects in 2019 and called on the citizenry to remain peaceful and supportive to the present administration. Deputy Governor Keke used the opportunity to call on Anambra to vote wisely in the forthcoming elections and to support ABGA candidates in the elections, as according to him, the All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA is for good governance and quality representation.
In about five weeks, I'm on election. Who told you to be out? When I didn't know who told you to be out? Come over there and vote. Go around the line.
Earlier in an address, the traditional ruler of Enugu community, Igwe Raf Epe, while emphasizing on the importance of the Egwaro ceremony to Ndi Enugu, charged his subjects to always promote peace and unity for entrenchment of visible development in the town. The conferment of chieftaincy titles on some illustrious sons of the town, danced by women groups, as well as masquerade displays featured at the event. From Enugu in Njikoka local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The women wing of Abatolo Kindred meeting in Enugu Njikoka local government area in collaboration with Rotary Club of Oka Metropolis District 9142 has given out cash and material gifts to 13 indigent widows. The president of the union, who also doubles as Rotary Club president in Oka, Mrs. Joy Mbache, said the gesture was to improve the standard of living of the less privileged in their midst. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports. The Igwe in Council is one of the apex decision-making bodies of every Igbo community, of which Nokwa is not an exception. The new cabinet members included Chief Kelvin Obaleze, an elder brother to the Director of News and Current Affairs of the ABS, Mr. Gabe Obaleze, among others. Igwe Ajamma prayed for longevity of Nokwa people and progress of the community in all ramifications, calling on the new cabinet members to see their position as a call to service. We are sorry for that mix-up. The traditional ruler of Nokwa in Idemili South local government area, Igwe Emmanuel Ajamma, has admitted 5 new members into his cabinet. The occasion, which was held at the palace of the traditional ruler, attracted the former governor of Abia State and member representing Abia Central Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Senator Theodore Oji, captains of industry, indigenes of Nokwa, among others. Correspondent Mbadola's report is taken from our studios. The Igwe in Council is one of the apex decision-making bodies of every Igbo community, of which Nokwa is not an exception. The new cabinet members included Chief Kelvin Obaleze, an elder brother to the Director of News and Current Affairs of the ABS, Mr. Gabe Obaleze, among others. Igwe Ajamma prayed for longevity of Nnokwa people and progress of the community in all ramifications, calling on the new cabinet members to see their position as a call to service. Some of the new cabinet members, including Chiefs Kelvin Opaleze, Patrick Mbemena, and Sunday Obidibo, assured of greater commitment towards the development of the town. In their separate speeches, the traditional Prime Minister of Nnokwa, Chief Richard Okelu, the Senator representing Abia Central Senatorial District, Senator Theodore Oji, represented by Mr. Frank Ibe, Chief Mike Eze, and Chief Ike Kwobi urged the new cabinet members to uphold the truth, justice, equity, and fairness as the town looks up to them as ambassadors of peace. The women wing of Abatolo Kindred meeting in Njikoka local government area in collaboration with Rotary Club of Oka Metropolis District 9142 has given out cash and material gifts to 13 indigent widows. The president of the union, who also doubles as Rotary Club president in Oka, Mrs. Joy Mbachi, said the gesture was to improve the standard of living of the less privileged in their midst. Correspondent Emmanuel Jibata reports.
The beneficiaries were drawn from 4 families that make up Abatolo Kindred. Speaking at the meeting, Mrs. Mbachi explained that the meeting, which holds on 29th of December every year, is to thank God for protecting and blessing them in the outgoing year, as well as make projections for the incoming year. The president, who emphasized the need for unity among themselves, also called on wealthy individuals in the community to intensify efforts towards alleviating the plight of the less privileged in the society.
We do economic empowerment. So in that economic empowerment, to encourage our rural women to put themselves together and fend for themselves. At times, due to hardship, usually make them to engage in some social ills. So we want to discourage that.
Some of the beneficiaries, including Mrs. Azuka Okafo and Mrs. Ngozi Aniago, commended the wing for counting it worthy to remember them.
What I have to say to her is thank you very much, and then she should keep it up.
I didn't expect it, but I thank God. So I'm one of the people that was empowered.
Similarly, 4 women were also conferred with awards during the meeting in recognition of their selfless services to the growth of women in the community. They include the former president of the wing, Mrs. Ngozi Agu, who bagged an Excellent Leadership Award, Mrs. Elizabeth Okafor, Long-Time Service and Grand Matron Award, Mrs. Ezine Okafor, Exemplary Life Award, and Prophetess Salome Emoka, who was also honored for her selfless services. In a reaction, one of the beneficiaries, Mrs. Okafor, appreciated the women for the honor and urged them to always maintain unity to enable them achieve their set objectives. Also speaking, a United States-based medical doctor, Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Ago, who promised to give free medical care to all the women this year, advised them to live in peace within and outside the community. From Enugu in Njikoka local government area, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
We leave Enugu now to Omambala, Aguleri in Anambra East local government area and the country home of Governor Willie Obiano recently played host to dignitaries from all walks of life as the traditional ruler of the community, Eze Christopher Idigo, celebrated this year's Ovala Festival. The event, which took place at Amuigwe Square, was also used to showcase the rich cultural heritage of the town. Correspondent Chibuzo Koe reports.
The Ovala Festival, which is the 119th in the series and the 24th under the reign of Eze Christopher Idigo, was tagged Ovala Kwelubeguno. The celebration kicked off with a holy mass at St. Raphael Church, Aguleri, where the auxiliary bishop of Onitsha Catholic Archdiocese, Most Reverend Dennis Isuzo thanked God for keeping and sustaining Ezidigo and the entire Aguleri people, charging the indigents of the area to always live in peace with one another.
Igwe na anya funa ife ndị a na-eti na gịnị mere na-azawago oke nwayọ nwayọ na ọbụla anyị nnukwute ife aṅụrị n'ụbọchị tata na anyị gbakọwala ọnụ iso egbe gbaa ọbala ọ Chineke na onwe ya na-agbakọta ndị mmadụ ọnụ.
In a message, Ezidigo regretted the constant marginalization of the southeast geopolitical zone in the scheme of things in Nigeria and called on the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to ensure that this year's general elections will be credible, free, and fair. Reading Ezidigo's Ovala message, the chairman, Igwe Council, Chief Dominic Ndive, thanked God whose love and providence kept Ndi Aguleri alive to witness the event, and noted that the team of the Ovala is beginning to yield dividends in the areas of hospitality, real estate development, and agriculture in the state.
We condemn the return of violence and restiveness in the northeast and other parts of the Middle Belt, occasioned by the discernible activities of Boko Haram and other crises which are inimical to our peaceful coexistence and economic progress. We urge the federal government to take more definite and drastic actions to bring these atrocities under control to avert irreparable damage to the country.
The Vice Chancellor of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka Professor Joseph Ahaneku, the Registrar, Anambra State Polytechnic, Mbahu, Dr. Samuel Nnamdi, prayed God to keep sustaining Ezidigo to enable him continue to lead his people aright. The President General, Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, Chief Alex Onuhwe, a one-time special advisor to the governor on political matters, an APCA candidate for Anambra East and West Federal Constituency in this year's general elections, Chief Chinedu Obidigwe, as well as the Transition Committee Chairman for Anambra West Local Government Area, Sir Sylvester Ojiokafo, prayed God to give Ezidigo good health and wisdom, even as they called for enduring peace and unity amongst communities in the area. Some dignitaries who attended the event were the chairman, Anambra State Traditional Rulers Council and Traditional Ruler of Onitsha, Obi Alfred Achebe, the Traditional Ruler of Oka, Obi Gibson Nwosu, their Omo counterpart, Igwe Chris Oranu Chidume, the Traditional Ruler of Nteje, Igwe Roland Odebu, the Traditional Ruler of Owele, Igwe Anthony Onyekwelu, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Garoba Oma, among others. From Aguleri in Anambra East Local Government Area, it's been Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission is to train over 1 million personnel for the 2019 general elections. These and more stories after the short break.
Welcome on board. Anambra Broadcasting Service Television, Channel 24, brings to you exciting programs. News as it is, fresh and on time. Entertainment, sports, and trending gist. Movies and music to keep you going all day long. Anambra Broadcasting Service Television, Channel 24, Heartbeat of the East.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will train over 1 million electoral staff and ad hoc personnel for the conduct of the 2019 general elections. Mr. Solomon Soyebi, Chairman, Board of Electoral Institute, BAEI, made the disclosure in Calabar. He stated this during a training workshop for state training officers and assistant state training officers on cascade training implementation for 2019 elections. The workshop was organized by INEC in collaboration with the International Foundation of Electoral System, IFES. So it explained that 850,000 electoral personnel will be trained as polling unit officials, while 150,000 would consist of civil society organizations and officials of security agencies. He added that for the first time, the Institute was organizing a training which would involve the inclusiveness of special groups like the people with disabilities. And on business this morning, President Muhammadu Buhari has said he will assent to the Petroleum Industry Governance Bill, PIGB, as soon as the National Assembly presented it to him. He also appealed to workers in the oil and gas sector to accord maximum cooperation to his administration to deliver on his promise of reforming the sector. The president, who spoke in Abuja, said when the bill becomes law, it will address the most of the challenges facing the oil and gas industry. Represented by Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, Buhari appealed to the workers to support his government towards ensuring better welfare for them. While commending the workers for the progress made so far in the sector, Buhari sought dialogue as an alternative to their well-known practice of shutting down the country while in dispute with the employers. Amobia community in Oka South local government area over the weekend rolled out the drums in commemoration of the last Ofala festival of its traditional ruler, Igwe Michael Okoye. The ceremony, which commenced at the Amobia Town Hall through Amobia Nuguku Road, ended at the palace of Igwe Okoye with sons and daughters of the community both at home and in diaspora, friends and well-wishers in attendance. Correspondent Ebeleze was there and now reports.
Esa Amobia 42 years now.
That was the voice of the Osojeze Amobia, Chief Emeka Madoka, in accordance with the custom and traditions of Amobia, announcing the official demise of their traditional ruler, Igwe Okoye. The ceremony, which brought the 6 villages of the community together, including all the age grades and different types of masquerades, featured the handover of the royal briefcase containing the royal cap and kaftan, among other royal regalians, to the Osojeze by the youth. In his condolence message, Governor Willie Obiano, who harped on the importance of tradition, commended Amobia people for standing solidly behind their late Igwe, calling on other communities to emulate them. Governor Obiano, represented by his deputy, Dr. Nkeme Okeke, advised them to strictly follow the laid-down rules and regulations of the community in crowning another Igwe to consolidate the existing peace in the state, assuring them of the government's support.
Now be very happy with Amobia. I know follow tradition. I told you a regent. I'm a regent now within 6 months. A poor Makoye Gapatos about piano. I never lose Soleja me. I'm going to look at the work of time. So I'll be with God is Zoku. I'm going to get you, man. I will solo.
In his speech, the President General, Amobia Town Union, Engineer Chris Ngoye, who described their late Igwe as God sent and one that had the love and interest of the community at heart, prayed God to bless Amobia with another Igwe that will carry on the late Igwe's legacies and take them to greater heights. In their separate speeches, the late Igwe's children, Prince Chinua Okoye and Princess Amaka Okoye, who said that they will miss their father dearly, whom they described as their confidant, advised their community to be very meticulous in coronating a new Igwe, pointing out that the throne is not a do-or-die affair.
My father is a peaceful man, known by neighboring communities and Amobia. Very peaceful. It's not money conscious. That's why he lasted all that long. He's 32 years old. I've been on the throne of Amobia for 42 years. It's not easy. He has tried.
I don't know where to start, but I'll miss him a lot. His advice is my confidence. Anytime you have problems, whether you're a governor or whoever you are, once you come to him, there must be a solution. He is a man of honor. He's a man of his word. He's a good advisor. What I miss most is his perfect advice.
Responding, the chairman of Ofala Committee, Sir Ikem Odumodu, who described the Ofala as the first and last of the late Igwe, who was on the throne for 42 years and died at the age of 92 years, explained that there is no royal family in Amobia but rotational system, and disclosing that Umweze village would produce the next Igwe.
With this last Ofala festival of His Royal Majesty, Igwe Michael Okoye of Amobia, the administration of Amobia now lies in the hands of his legend. From
Elsewhere, Indian scientists have hit out at speakers at a major science conference for making irrational claims. Some academics at the annual Indian Science Congress inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi publicly dismissed the discoveries of Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. They also said ancient Hindus had invented stem cell research. Hindu mythology and religion-based theories have increasingly become part of the Indian Science Congress agenda. But academics said remarks at this year's summit were even more outstanding than usual. The head of a southern Indian university cited an old Hindu text as proof that stem cell research was discovered in India thousands of years ago. G. Nagachawa Rao, Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, also said a demon king from the Hindu religious epic Ramayana had 24 types of aircraft and a network of landing strips in modern-day Sri Lanka. Another scientist from a university in the southern state of Tamil Nadu told conference attendees that Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein were both wrong and that gravitational waves should be renamed Narendra Modi waves. Dr. K.J. Krishman reportedly said Newton failed to understand gravitational repulsive forces and Einstein theories were misleading. Critics said that while ancient texts should be read and enjoyed, it was nonsense to suggest they represented science. And moving from that cryptic story in India, we move now to sports, where Guinea has accepted a stage the 2025 African Cup of Nations instead of the 2023 edition, a move that confirms Cameroon as the 2021 host, the Confederation of African Football president said. Ahmad, who held talks with Conde on Sunday, told reporters it was a similar situation to Cameroon, which will stage the 2021 tournament, having been stripped of hosting this year's edition. In 2014, CAF awarded hosting rights to Cameroon 2019, Ivory Coast 2021, and Guinea 2023. Following the decision to remove this year's edition from Cameroon because of severe delays in building stadiums and security concerns, Egypt and South Africa have bid to step in as hosts. CAF will announce on Wednesday which of the two countries has won the right to host the tournament, with the clock ticking to the June 15 kickoff. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can like us at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And that is the news for this morning. But before we go, the main points again. Ndibo have been urged to vote wisely in the coming general elections. Traditional ruler of Aguleri, Ezidigo, has lamented marginalization of Ndibo in national affairs. INEC is to train over 1 million personnel for 2019 general elections. And on the foreign scene, India scientists have dismissed Einstein's theories. That is the news this morning. I am David Okwasile. On behalf of the whole team here, thank you for joining us as Good Morning Anambra continues right after now.